Hey.
Okay, now I
Haha.
can see me, but I can't see. So,
There you
oh,
are.
there you are.
There you are. I
Jeez
see ya.
Louise, man. I don't know why it's not working.
Yeah. I love it.
I don't remember why the hell we met.
Welcome to This Commerce Life. This is a podcast aimed at small, medium entrepreneurs focused on commerce. I'm Phil, your host, and Kenny, your co-host, will join us as well. And we're going to talk to you about the world of retail and commerce and how things are changing in the world. Yeah. Man. What about you? What's going on?
I don't know, it's been a busy week.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you got samples? You got samples? This is pretty sweet.
Sample? Never mind. Did you get? You haven't got them yet.
No, not yet.
You'll just probably be there tomorrow.
Okay.
I need to get samples. You know what I got? I got live product.
Yeah.
On the Saturday morning is the first time I saw it. That's when the show opened.
Oh my god.
It was hilarious.
God. That's hilarious.
But reception was actually pretty good.
Okay.
Reception was pretty good for a lot. I mean, there were some people that because it's a natural health show, there's some that want it strictly organic, and that's fine. But
yeah.
I can't help that.
Yeah.
There's a couple of the ones that are probably a lot cheaper, and it's all about price. $5.99, and well, I can do this, I can do that. I said, you're right, but you can't do it in this brand. So quite frankly, I don't really care.
Yeah.
And then there was a whole chunk who just got it.
Okay.
Like they just thought it was. It's the same things we did. They're smiling as they're looking at chucking. And I thought, man, that's pretty cool. I said, well, if you can do it, I said, I don't know if you can do it or not.
Yeah.
But we've got listings already and a few local guys. So hopefully be shipping this week.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. It's awesome, man.
All right.
Now we're trying to figure out how to get to the smoke shops.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to get to maybe like the Seth Rogans, Snoop Dogg's and stuff like that. That's tough, right? Because they got bombarded with so much stuff, and and I really like someone to grab a bag and go with it. But at the same time, then I started thinking. I was going through. This is how the day runs, right?
Yeah.
You get up with one thought, and then before you know, you're all over the place. So I started off down this international, fan thing. The Brad Pitts and Jennifer Aniston's, all these people who are advocates. And then I kind of thought, well, how about if I try to find people in Vancouver? Like, who's the cool Vancouver people that might be in
snowboarder? What's it, Ross?
Rubilati. He's up in the Whistler. He might be interesting. Yeah. And so I thought of him, and then there was a few others, and you're thinking, well, okay, but then it's these things. How do you reach him? And because you also don't want to get, I don't want to have someone come back and say that's fine. I will hold your bag for $20,000. You think that's not the point of it.
No.
I'm not. It's not what I'm asking you for.
Yeah. I need you to kind of buy in and just love it, right? Like that's
just because it's the right thing to do, right? So at least it's a healthier alternative for munchies.
Yeah.
That's what the gig is.
Yeah.
Anything past that, it's listen. I mean, I want to make money on it 100%, but it's really, if you can stop a few extra people running to McDonald's or running for the Pringles, then we've done okay.
Yeah, I agree. Let me just.
So anyway, that's kind of where the week went. It was just kind of one of those. Obviously, Grasshopper's been sort of top of mind. I've got an event at the bar on Saturday. I think I told you last week on that political event. And I've reached out on Twitter then to the other 4 municipal political parties on Twitter and said, listen, just so you know, I'm doing this. If you're interested in doing this type of thing, get to the constituents. The bar's there.
Yeah.
Not on the same weekend. It'd be freaking riots, but, But, again, if it's, the whole thing, again, if it's always trying to go back to the roots of whatever your thing is about. Yeah. If Hubba's going to be about really helping small business, then get all the big business people out.
Yeah.
If the coffee bar is about the neighborhood and really getting to the neighborhood, then a municipal government election is probably not a bad idea.
Yeah. Regardless of what side you land on.
I don't care, and I said that I think in my post. I don't really care.
Yeah.
This is about. These are the people you're potentially going to elect. Get to know them. They're willing to come out and talk to you. Come out and talk to them. That way you don't piss and moan if it doesn't go your way. All right? At least you had your say. At least you learn something. So.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
I'm excited about it.
Are you worried about getting any backlash? Like people thinking, I if you
Don't
get
go.
both sides in, there
I
shouldn't
think that
be.
it's an open forum.
Yeah,
I'm not exclusive to these people.
yeah, yeah,
It doesn't matter
yeah,
to me.
yeah. You're just
Really,
facilitating a conversation.
I have the
Yeah,
ability to do this.
yeah,
I have the space. It's my municipal government.
yeah,
So whoever goes in, even for myself, if I can be selfish enough to be able to use my facility, and the 5 parties do come in, even I'm a more educated voter.
mm-hmm.
So who loses?
Nobody,
Right? If
nobody.
you
And
get
then
somebody who's complaining because they don't like the NPA or the COPE, which is our political, then don't
yeah,
come.
yeah, yeah,
There's no gun to your head. I don't care if you show up.
yeah,
I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this for my neighborhood,
But I
right? I
love
want to
it.
learn things.
But I
What the
love it,
hell?
right? Like, and I think it is it's the voice you need too, right? I mean, you think of like small businesses never having a voice, never having the ability to,
Here's your chance.
yeah, here's your chance, right?
Here's your
Like,
chance. You
yeah,
want to talk about wages, which is more of a provincial level than a municipal. That's fine. You
yeah,
want to talk about property taxes.
yeah,
You want to
yeah,
talk about the rents in our
yeah,
city. You want to talk
bylaws,
about real estate in our
yeah,
city. Bylaws, loading zones,
yeah,
bike lanes, bus lanes,
yeah, yeah,
whatever you want to talk about.
yeah,
Here's your chance. And if you don't want to come out and you don't want to push the politicians and you don't want your voice heard, then shut the hell up.
yeah,
Come
yeah,
election time, don't complain to me. It's
yeah,
not, all we can hopefully do is provide a forum where people can get the chance to learn something. I'm really excited about it. I know it's
I like
stupid. I mean,
it.
it's not a big deal, but I think it's cool.
No, I but actually think it's a big deal. So I think it's a big deal because you are creating what we always struggle with, right? Like you and I talk about this all the time is like how do you get local businesses? How do you drive, a sense of community, right? Like you got
Yeah.
all these coffee shops on Commercial Drive and like how do you drive locality? How do you drive like this kind of community feel in what you do, right? And this is one of them, right? Like this is one of those things. It's like this is a moment where the community can go, hey, you know what? These guys provided us a great venue to be able to talk to these guys. So um,
And
I
these
like it.
people need to understand our
Yeah,
concerns.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, I think, and I'll tell you, I think I've told you when I was in the bar, and probably we've talked offline. Commercial Drive is not much different than Queen West.
yeah, yeah.
Queen West was a cool street. Was a
Was
cool street moons
now
ago.
it's like
Queens West has become a
now it's a commercial
multinational,
drive.
international
Yeah,
humdrum
yeah,
place.
yeah,
Most of the small businesses are gone.
yeah,
It's, HMV or H&M or whatever. I don't
yeah,
know what the
yeah.
names of these freaking
Both.
guys.
Oh
Who
no,
cares?
HMV's gone now, but yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's right.
Big name
H&M is,
label. Yeah,
but you know what I mean? Like, who
yeah,
cares?
yeah, yeah,
That's not what it was about.
yeah,
I mean, that's why, like, I think we talk, like, Kensington Market is still so cool.
yeah,
But
yeah.
again,
It's all
as the
locals.
city
Yeah,
gentrifies and as the property values go up, the rents go up, the property taxes go up, the only ones who can come in are the
are gonna be these big
multinationals. And then
guys.
you've lost
Yeah,
your neighborhood. Then
yeah,
who gives a shit? Like, why would you go to Commercial Drive
yeah, yeah,
or Queen West or
yeah,
Kensington Market?
yeah,
It's humdrum. It's
yeah.
like any other
Boring,
street.
boring,
And that's
boring.
why I'm hoping like more people do come up, because this is sort of your chance, especially small business. Small business does not have a voice.
Yep.
It's hard to organize, like you and I've talked about. Buddy, you got your chance, man.
Yeah, these are
Come
those
out.
moments, right? So like you gotta come out and check it out and yeah, yeah.
Have your say.
No, that's cool, man. That's really cool. When does that happen?
Saturday morning, I think 10:30.
Okay, okay, okay,
10:30. So I have no idea what it's going to look like. There might be nobody in the bar. The bar might be overflowing. I have no clue.
okay.
No clue.
Wow.
I'll shoot some pics, maybe do a little video. We'll
Yeah,
see. But
yeah. Definitely shoot some pics, right? And then we'll tweet
oh
them,
yeah,
retweet them, and drop them on the Facebook page and stuff like that. So
yeah.
yeah,
I just think it's cool. I mean, again, it's just it's another thing that I think one thing we should impress upon small business or small entrepreneurs, whoever they are, is you do need to get into your municipalities. You do need to understand
yeah,
a lot of it, because most of us with our products, if it's product oriented, even service oriented, guess where they start? None of us start in Toronto and work in Dubai, right?
Dubai
We
would be
start in
kind of cool.
Toronto.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. But we start in Toronto and we work in Toronto. We start in Vancouver,
It's
we
true.
work in Vancouver.
It's true.
And then we start to creep out.
It's true.
But if you don't know what your municipality is doing and how their policies are going to impact your business, it's tough, right? Because again, we have no voice.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks small business is rich, and they're just whiners because they're making scads of money.
No, go figure.
Yeah, exactly.
Do the books for a small business, and you'll see.
Christ, I wonder why people are doing it.
Yeah. Let's do the other topic. So,
Sure.
let's talk about because I think it's a neat time to do it because you've launched your brand, you were at a trade show, and so you've got some folks that are going to get listed, are listing you, right?
Yeah.
And so for small medium businesses, it's kind of a moment, right? Like when you pick up a listing and you get distribution, you kind of do a little bit of a happy dance, you get excited about it, but there's actually I'm almost anticlimactic because anytime I run into a brand that does this and gets a first order, I probably make them panic more than I allow them to celebrate. Do you know? Because there's kind of like a crap ton of work that needs to get done to make sure that order gets in right. Right?
For
And
sure,
like,
for sure. We're very fortunate because we have people managing that part of our world.
Yeah.
And if I was shipping from the house, well, that's a lot of stuff going on. Invoices,
Yeah.
and who's the shipping? How's it getting there?
Yeah.
Again, why we got a distributor,
Yeah.
right, is because I didn't want to have to worry about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't make as much, yes, because my distributor needs to make money too.
Yep.
But the fact is, they take all the invoicing off my plate. They take all the shipping concerns off my plate. So all the logistics and all that stuff is gone. That's a big, big, big deal. And since I'm not good at it, why would I waste my time doing it? And this is one thing small businesses will learn is there's a reason you pay for services rendered. You cannot. Iserman was probably the last journeyman we'll ever see. There's not a lot of journeymen out there. Typically, you're either really good at something or you're just really shitty at all of it.
Yeah.
Ideally, you want to be good at something and build your team with other good people.
Yeah.
It's really tough to find journeymen. Really tough.
Yeah, and it's one of those. So let's break it down a little bit. So at the trade show, you find somebody, right? Because we talked about trade shows last week. So you found a retailer, you pitch the retailer, and the retailer says, "Yeah, great. I like it. I might take. You probably had 3 or 4 SKUs, right? You had 3.
I have 3 right now. The 4th one's coming.
Okay, yeah. So let's say he says, "Great, you've got 4 SKUs. I'll take the 3 that you have now."
Yeah.
And then, so now you're kind of like, so now this is a moment of excitement because you're like, all right, he wants it, right?
Well, they want it. It's, at least I know him somewhere.
Yeah.
Or going to be somewhere.
Yeah. So now, what does somewhere turn into, right? Because now you've got to be able to figure out like opening order. What does that look like? You probably want to talk about like, when do you have a warehousing conversation? Do you do that at the show? You do it after the show? Do you set up a full follow-up conversation?
What do we need warehousing though?
Yeah, so I guess it depends on like the size of the retailer you get into.
Exactly. So like for example, the couple of the retailers are picking up are multiple locations, but multiple by 2.
Okay.
3, not 70.
Right.
So we're talking DSD, right? Direct to store door.
Yeah.
Right. So and this is a challenge small business. That's great. You get, let's hope that Donald's comes on, which I'm pretty sure they will.
Okay.
But Donald's comes on. But Donald's has got 4 locations only.
Right.
And they don't have a warehouse. So you can get excited. Great. 2 cases per store, per SKU. Right. So 6 go to location, 4 locations. It's only 24 cases.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a distributor like I do, that means you have to arrange 4 shipping destinations. It's not a big deal.
Yep.
But you're paying shipping 4 different times.
Yep.
You have to figure out who you're going to use to ship. Maybe it's a local small courier, maybe it's FedEx, maybe it's you doing it in your own car.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
unless you're going to be on the phone the whole time you're in the car, it's dead time. But do you know what I mean? Like,
No,
if you're not going
I
to do it
totally
every
do.
day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
at that point, if that's what you want to do, I would suggest that a lot of the shit you were going to do in the office, you start doing in the car.
Yeah.
Don't tweet, don't write.
Yeah.
Right? Hands-free phoning.
Yeah.
But that's what you have to do, because you think about it. And this is where a lot of the small guys get. Then they start thinking, oh, wow, shit, this is way too much work. Well, if you're going to do it by yourself, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. See, in my situation, a couple guys, Donald's going to get excited.
Yeah.
So what I do is I tell Danny, the rep, say, Danny, listen, can you please go down and talk to Eric and Gary next week and figure out what the first order is going to look like?
Yeah.
Let's just get it in. Let's just get it merchandised. Let them know that if they want, I can come by toward the end of March, and let's do something cool for April, which is 420 a month.
Right.
But the amount of work I had to do is drastically reduced because the selling's off my plate, the invoice is off my plate, the shipping is off my plate. Again, yes, I make less money, but my time and what I'm good at is worth more than what it just cost me to use someone else's services.
Yeah, I think, right? I mean, you know, it's a really, I've done this, right? Like, it's a really common mistake. You kind of go, it's 4 locations. Like, it's a couple of cases. This doesn't make any sense. I'm going to go drop them off myself. And then I remember being really, really angry because I started out the day at like 8 a.m. And I think at 3 p.m. I was finishing the last one, right? Because you realize, like, you know, if I get there and let's say it's Donald's and one of those guys, he's just busy. I got to wait around till he's ready to receive it and sign all the stuff and then drop it out, because you can't like chuck it on the counter and leave, right? And then while I'm there, you know, you're kind of thinking, well, you know, maybe I'll try and figure out where he's going to put it. Like, maybe I should help him merchandise it. Like,
absolutely.
And next thing you know, you spent like 2 hours at that store, which could be worth your time, but I would argue that it probably isn't, right? Because you could pay a guy a lot cheaper to get that done for you, who would kind of know the ropes and like know those guys probably.
Well, they have a relationship with those guys too, so they know that you know if Danny's calling on the cow, we like Danny. You know, Danny will come in and take care of it.
Yeah.
Why would I do that?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I should be looking at the higher strategic level. Yeah. So once it's in there, I go to the guys and say, listen, we have 4 locations. Can we advertise? What's it cost me to advertise? If I spend $200 on an ad or whatever the number is, you know, how many cases is that? What can I sell into you? Can I have off-shelf display? That's where the money's going to come in. Yeah. That's the part you need to spend the time on, is trying to figure out that part of the game. But if you're bogged down in phoning couriers and writing invoices and delivering, and 30 or 45 days later when you think you're going to get paid, now your accounts and you're in collections. You know, it's a lot of work, right?
Yeah.
And this is what, you know, when we talked with Jimmy a couple weeks ago on the brokering, there are reasons why you pass this shit on.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't want to do it yourself, and you're not the expert. Why do you want to be?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
This is actually a really good moment. So if you are a distributor, not a broker, because we had Jimmy on. Although if you're a broker, call us anyway. But if you're a distributor and you want to jump on this because either Kenny and I have got it wrong, or you want to be able to talk to this group, I definitely reach out to us at thiscommercelife@gmail.com, or thiscommercelife on Twitter, or thiscommercelife on Facebook, because we would definitely want to talk to you and bring you on the show, right? Because I think
we'd love to do that.
Yeah, because I think
I can bring my distributor on even if you want. I mean, we can do that. I mean,
yeah, why not?
Rick Dan would be super stoked to come on.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right, and then you get an idea again. I mean, and I think this is where the help that you and I have always wanted to give to a lot of the smaller guys is this is the type of help that you need to understand. And again, when you look at this side, this is massively relevant to the pricing part.
Yes.
Of how you market this product, because I have to build in a broker or build in a distributor or whatever it is. So when you're costing, you need to be cognizant of these people, because eventually you will probably need them or need something like them.
Yeah. And you've got to have that whether it's these guys or something else, I think the point is you need that insulation in there so that you have the option, right? Because at some point you are gonna go, I just can't do all this stuff, right? So
Well, Phil, do
either,
it this way.
yeah,
Even if you're going to do it yourself
yeah,
and you don't build that in. So let's say on my products, let's say that I would make $2 a unit,
yeah,
right? I sell 24 boxes. Go back to the Donald's.
mm-hmm.
So I sell 24 boxes, 24 cases times 12, 288 units, $200, $2 a unit, $576. It's not a bad day,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But it took me 8 hours to deliver it. It took me another couple hours to invoice. Probably going to take me another hour farting around trying to
yeah,
collect the money at one time or another, whatever it is.
yeah.
And I just lost all that 8 hours of time.
Well, and you've
So you
lost all
start
your
doing the math,
forward
you're making
momentum, right?
$20 an hour,
Yeah,
$15 an hour, and you're thinking,
yeah,
oh shit, 576 as an absolute sounded really good.
yeah. Now it's not so,
576 divided into the 30 hours,
yeah, not so
well,
good.
that's not so good anymore.
Yeah,
And that was one time. How about if I had 12 guys to deliver to that day? I'd start at 7 and end at 7.
yeah,
And I still
yeah,
got to go home and do all the invoicing
yeah,
and reordering and maybe my Facebooking or Instagramming
yeah,
or cold calling. I mean, God bless you, but how much time do you have in a life?
yeah,
There's a reason why you bring other people on,
Well, and
right?
then you haven't done any of the forward momentum, right? Because all the stuff you talked about, like building ads, trying to figure out like where the next pipeline of product comes from, you haven't done
Absolutely.
any of that stuff because you're too worried about the weeds now. You're too worried about packing and
You're in
shipping,
the
and
weeds.
yeah,
You are literally
yeah,
in the weeds,
yeah, yeah,
right? And again, at the beginning, maybe not the worst thing, but geez, I'm sorry. To me, I'll skip the weeds.
Oh no, yeah, yeah, I'm right with
Right?
you. Like I don't need that.
I
I'm
have no
good.
issue learning how to
Yeah,
drive a car to a location.
yeah,
I mean, it's nice to know, but you know,
yeah. We used
this
to
isn't that
we used to
show.
do that. I think when I first started selling yogurt, I think the first it was twice, and then the magic was gone, right? And I
Yeah, it
think
pretty
I
much
think it was
ends.
like twice as much as I needed. It was like I went and I followed the order and I followed it, and dairy managers are not the happiest people in the world, so having an extra body ride along, right?
Yeah, like seriously,
But
can't get away
yeah,
from.
they were like, seriously, you got nothing else to do, and I was like, I just want to see how it all gets there, and then I was like, I got it. I'm
Yeah,
good. I understand I'll have to learn some of this stuff if I had to do it, but otherwise I get it, right? Like I got to go back and do the
yeah.
other stuff. So yeah, yeah,
I think it's some of it, is in a, and this is something maybe we can impress upon people. It's really the old adage: do what you do best,
yeah, yeah,
right? If you're great at developing and you're great at marketing, or if you're great at being the sales guy, that's
yeah,
all good.
yeah,
Then do that, but make sure all the other crap that you're not great at, you
yeah. Gets
farm it
looked
out to
after.
people who are great
Yeah,
at it. And I get this cost involved. I understand that. Build it in.
yeah.
And if it can't be built in, maybe it's find something else to do.
All right, that's the end of this Commerce Life. We'll be back soon with the next episode. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. Give us feedback. Tell us what you think. Subscribe, like us, join us, share us, tell your friends about us. And we hope to see you next time with more commerce news.